Got Trading Nichols here. That's me. We've got C Money or Calvin, one of our mods from the Crypto Cave. Very involved, very enthused, fundamental researcher. Appreciate him very much. As always, this is not financial advice. We're just doing what we can to educate you and entertain you so that while you learn, you want to come back even when we're wrong. No, we're as traders, we're more right than wrong. That's why we're still trading. We wouldn't be able to continue otherwise. So, what are our main subjects of today, Calvin?
Let's see. We got, I guess, the most popular asset this week. We got Fantom. Going for some crazy gains, and you got the whole Fantom ecosystem. Spirit, Boo, which is SpookySwap, and you've also got Spell, which I don't know too much about, but I have heard you and Weston talk about Spell and Abracadabra pretty often.
Yeah, I can help with that.
Give us. Mm-hmm.
That has been a boost to the Fantom ecosystem. So was Geist, and I haven't actually graphed Geist for the first time. We might do it live. Put me on the spot. I heard something about 7 billion market cap, and when I checked, it was 6.9 million, and I was like, where'd all that money go? Well, I kind of think it went into the Fantom ecosystem because one article I read blamed the Fantom pump on Geist. The other article blamed it on YFI, announcing that they're going multi-chain, that they're going to involve Fantom. A lot of big news, a lot of exciting things going on.
Yeah, I was reading that in the Geist Fantom LP, they're offering over 5,000%. I haven't checked myself, but just from what I've been reading on Twitter and on Discord, I think someone mentioned if you do like a 3-month lockup, you'll be gaining 5,000% in Geist, and you can do the early withdrawal and suffer a 50% penalty, which doesn't sound bad, but it depends. 50% of what? 50% of what you've earned, or you just lose 50%, meaning you end up with 4,950% APY. Not bad. I'd take that.
I was reading about Geist, and other than the TA guy in me that was like, it's brand new, it had a high price, it's fading, I'm not buying it yet, I just kind of let it go. I was reading a little bit about it, and forgive me, Geist team, if you watch this, I didn't see any reason to go with them over other things that did what they do already. Clearly, they're offering a lot of incentives to early adopters and high penalties for people who don't stick with them. I can see how that incentivizes and kind of gamifies and gets people involved with it.
Yeah, honestly, I saw the news when it was announced. It was going on the Fantom ecosystem, but it didn't really stand out to me as much. I mean, I've just been big on Tarot, Spooky, and Spirit Swap. Honestly, I feel like that outshined all the other news that I saw this week. I mean, Tarot hit what, $2.50, 60 cents, if I'm not mistaken, and then Fantom hit $2.46, and it did go up several times. Fantom corrected a bit. It went down to like the $2.20 range, jumped back up to the $2.40 range. So it was definitely a good opportunity to take advantage, buy and short. I saw when Fantom initially hit $2.45. I mean, obviously I sold a little early, but when it did hit that price, I saw that it started dropping a bit, and it was dropping fast. It dropped below the EMA 21. And I remember you had mentioned to me, when you see that happen, it's a good time to swap over to some stablecoin, borrow some Fantom, and take advantage of that short opportunity.
Yes.
End up with some more coins.
And remember, if you do deal with like borrow, like wrapped Fantom is usually what it is when you borrow against something else that you own. If you don't turn it back into stablecoin, you haven't completed the action that like a CFI would do for you, where you just say how much you want to short and short. It's a little bit more complicated. And I don't mind that because it takes me time to move in and out of my position, so I have to be really sure. Oftentimes, I'll only lever up once short, and if it continues in my favor, I'll add to the position. And if it pulls back and I'm wrong, when I cover it, I've still made money because I was initially right. And if it breaks down even more and it breaks another level, I might short some more, or I might just hang on. Particularly last night with the fade in price, I actually should probably bring up the chart, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Let's get the chart.
Exciting news about Taro. So share the screen, put us up in the corner. Hey, I know how to be on the screen and show up the screen now. I'm getting fancy like Weston. All right. So when we were breaking down last night, I decided, and I pretty much missed this top. I was in my garage trying to be a human away from the screen for a few. So I shorted. I swapped some to stablecoin, and I didn't make much on the drop here. But when it comes to Taro and some of the other assets that dropped more, that's where the real money is, because I find that Fantom, this isn't even the Fantom screen, I'm sorry, it's curved. It moved pretty similarly, so I didn't see the difference. They've been moving well together. I've been LPing these two guys together. All right, so this makes more sense. All right, so it pushed back up, because it broke to 21. But see, in this zone here, I was kind of thinking, okay, we're ranging. I'm not sure if I should really short it. And then this was another good short. And I got in short, and it started to push up, and I didn't make that much, and I didn't lever it up much. The most I ever do is I'll do it, I want to say, just 3 times. And since you can only take out so much of what you put in, if you do it 3 times, you're not 3x short. It's more like 2.25. So it's very conservative. If you're wrong, it's not going to bleed you dry. And if you're right, you're going to protect your position. Usually I just take some money off and take some of that to short. And if I can lever it up nice, great. But it didn't break down all that much, so I didn't get in as heavy. But I also didn't see that positive price action that told me to go back in either. So I still have more stablecoin right now than I normally would. And that's okay. And I tried something new. I've told you guys not to do this, right? I said don't do stablecoin against Fantom. Well, you can, and it was doing well. It's just literally it needs to go sideways for it to be smart.
Yeah, I saw that the interest rates on pretty much everything was down. I mean, relative to what it usually is, right? It's usually in like if you're just doing 3x, it's usually in the 300, 400, 500 APR range. It was only at 100, 200 in the past couple of days. Whereas the stablecoin pools, I saw they were still in the 300, 400 range, which is pretty good. I was just too afraid of some price fluctuation, messing with my my band and my LP equity. So
I said it's pretty wide. Actually, it was kind of surprising. Even at 5.5 leverage, I was allowed at 27% change in the price of Fantom, and I'd still stay in. And I watched my equity rise while the price was pretty much sideways, and made a little bit of Taro too. So it was a temporary move. I popped right back out of it into stablecoin, because if it's not going up and it's not going sideways, it's going down. But popping back up on the screen for a second here, kind of switch modes here. I'm still lighter in the position because I think there could still be correction, because every time so I'd say short when you break the 21, but if we're clearly just ranging, that's when I ignore my EMAs. It's just ranging. You can trade it at the range when it's young. When it's old, it gets very dangerous. Same thing with the trend. I played with the trend the other day. It probably wasn't here. I played with this trend when it was going on too long, and it scared the crap out of me, and I would have been fine if I was just patient. But the point is, when something's been trending for a while, it's more and more dangerous to do that because more and more people think, oh, more people are going to get involved in the direction of this trend. Let's mess them up. But we don't want to just talk about Fantom, of course. There's a lot more awesome stuff going on. Just emphasizing real quick.
So before you exit that screen, what do you think about the price in the coming weeks? Because we do have the Fantom conference that's going to happen, I believe, on October 25th, if I'm not mistaken, from October 25th to the 28th in Abu Dhabi. I mean, any thoughts? Do you think there may be some more upside getting closer to that date, kind of like the Cardano?
Yes, you're thinking exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, I don't know. I've not been around Fantom long enough to know how well news affects things. Will it have the Cardano effect where we do very well coming up in the news and then people sell the news? Sometimes Cardano, it's like, I want to say 2 out of the last 3 upgrades to the blockchain didn't sell the news. I was like, right? So I don't have a good judge on that. It seems to be that we push up with the good news for a while, and then we settle back down, and then we go back to normal action. So it could be a good push. And 25 days in crypto is 2 weeks. That's a long time. We've had a really big push up. I'd be careful. We could have a pullback, but be ready for positive action. I realize that's a pretty murky forecast I give there. Any
idea where it could go if we do get another pullback? I don't know. I just from looking at it yesterday, I was thinking around the $1.80 range, but I'm not the technical guy here.
We pretty much went straight up from $1.40 to where we are now. And on the 4 hour, the only consolidation I see is at about $1.90. If I bring in a TWAP tool, it might be a little bit more revealing. Fixed range volume profile. What do we have when we look at the volume by price? So it had a spike of volume here. So these 2 wicks defended this point here, and when that happened, a lot of volume happened. And just above where I pointed by the candles, we have another pocket of energy, of interest. Same here as well. There's just a lot of little stops, but the only thing solid is way the heck down here, as far as downside. Okay. And upside, I believe we're at an all-time high. So it's you can't predict the upside. That's part of why when it goes up, it really goes up, because what's going to hold a rocket ship back when it's never been there before?
Yeah, I had to. So I definitely took profits out at the $2.14 range, regrettably. When I saw it keep going up, I was like, darn, I should have held another.
Yeah, but we're $2.16 right now. I mean, don't feel too bad about that.
Yeah, but yeah, I took out 75% of my Fantom off the table. Took some profits. It was a levered position on KuCoin, and yeah, I mean, I shared some information over in the Crypto Cave chat. So if you do want to check that out, join us at Crypto Cave. Find out how to take advantage, different strategies. But that's good. I like the technicals on that. I'm still pretty bullish on Fantom. Like I mentioned, I'm still holding 25% of my bag, which is still pretty good. And I'm still holding my LP position over on Taro. So I still have some Fantom on my MetaMask as well. And I mean, I am accumulating some more of the Fantom ecosystem from farming. Although I am farming Taro, but don't forget you can make swaps on Spooky or Spirit. You've got Chainlink, you've got BTC, Ethereum. You can even convert to some more Fantom, which I've done. So yeah, I've just been taking advantage of everything over on the Fantom ecosystem. Still trying to figure things out because there's just a lot of cool opportunities, different opportunities, like staking your Boo, for some XBoo and staking your XBoo for some Scream, some DAI stablecoin.
There's an amazing number of useful things that helps the ecosystem run that you can also profit off of. It's almost impossible for us to share all the things that you can do. It's something that you're going to have to bridge some money over to Fantom and try it out. No promises of how that works, but if you join the Crypto Cave, we can help guide you and help you do what you're comfortable with doing in your risk. A little bit of excitement when it comes to Taro. This is one of my I found some dust and it's been growing. Some leftover money that I just found, and I thought, oh, I'm going to see how long I can run a low X leverage trade and not touch it, not do anything with it. It also gives me a position that I'm comfortable with sharing because it really doesn't reveal anything, and show you what's new on the Taro dashboard. I'm only showing you this one position. All right, so on Fantom Boo, right now I'm running it at, I want to say 3x leverage, and no, it's 3.65 leverage. The position started at about $5, so that's maybe 35% increase. Not to mention the Taro I'm farming, though it's very minimal on this small of a position. And they've added to the dashboard a lot. Now you can see all your liquidation prices in one place instead of having to look at it in 4 different tabs, which may not stay loaded and you have to keep refreshing them. At least that's my Brave browser experience and high security and stuff like that. But as you can see here, I have this really wide range. On the 0.9, I'm getting a little pushed up towards it. No, not really. It's still pretty well centered. And I set this weeks ago, and I'm just going to let it keep running. People keep telling me I can't use leverage. I can't use leverage. Leveraged trading is very different than leveraged LP. As long as you are in between these values, you won't get kicked out of your position. Okay? And it's not like a margin call when your trade goes completely against you and they take all your money. You do lose money if you get blown out of your position. You do. And when you get close to it, if you're trying to exit, you're going to have to pay extra. So have more Fantom on the side. I've never needed it, but I always have 10 Fantom on the side, and I hold some back in case some crazy fee happens. The highest I've had to pay is maybe a Fantom, a couple of bucks. Yeah. And usually if it gets that high, it's not one transaction. It's the few transactions I have to do to fix and get everything moved around. Because when I deleverage it, it's going to kick me out of the pool. Then I'll have a bunch of Fantom and not much Boo and reform it. But I haven't had to do that. The point is, we say it's a lot of work, but if you lower your leverage, you can increase your yield. This is very high today, 244%. Oftentimes it's been 120% less. This isn't one of the higher paying ones, but it's nice to see high right now. It is doable. I mean, I've left this position alone for weeks. It's almost a waste of time to check on it, but at least it gave me something that I could show you guys.
Nice.
So Taro has gotten a lot better. It updates faster. If it felt clunky and slow, they've gone through a lot of upgrades. The screens stay up to date. I'm very, very happy with how Taro has grown. Very, very impressed.
I mean, yeah, their total value lock now is at 162 million. That's a pretty big jump from the last time we saw it hit over 100 million in total value locked.
I also found a couple of pools that I don't like. Okay. A couple of pools that I don't like. The reason why I say that is because just because the pool exists doesn't mean you should play with it. When I looked at the spell pool, for example, it looked like it had a very high interest rate, but when I pulled up Spirit Analytics, there was $4 of volume. Count them, 4. Not saying it's going to stay that way right now. There's $500 there with a volume of $1,300. Okay, a lot that must have been dead before. But the point is, it's dangerous if there's not enough going on. So that we have an estimated interest rate. So what? If there's not enough fees, if there's not enough activity, it's going to eat your position because the borrowers are the risky people that are trying to farm more tokens, and the people who lend, they're the ones that are in the safer position. I mean, FUSDT, a lot of stable coins give you 53%. That's because the people who are farming with leverage make more, but give up tons of that money to people who lend. And I'm really grateful to see money here because he taught me to use this. And do I want to sit on like cream for 10%, or do I want to be in here at 50%, sometimes 80, 90%? Because it's all algorithmic. It changes over time. Speaking of, calling out the Scream team. I'm kidding. I should really read more about their docs, but I'm not using them anymore. I using them a bit, just a bit. I have one curve collecting interest in here to pay for all the dust loans I can't pay back because I hate to lose money. But other than that, I'm kind of out because what I was excited about before is that when Fantom cost me like 5% to borrow, I could lend stablecoin and make 14 and 7% Scream, 14% more DAI, 7% more this, and then I could borrow Fantom for my long position that was a third of what I was making, so that my money could work twice. With this interest rate being higher to borrow it than to lend it, at least my purpose for it is killed. I could still technically come here and short, but I've noticed something odd. The fees to collect your Scream kept going up. It used to be a few pennies or barely a penny, but it seems like the higher my reward, the longer I've waited to collect, the higher the claim. And it was getting towards being a half a Fantom, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Occasionally, as you lend and withdraw, you can end up money popping out of it, and I do have this little bit of dust growing at 67%. That only cost me a few cents, but the fees are way high on Scream. The interest is out of control, and my answer is to use Cream. Can't show you that. That would reveal how much money I have over there. I got to be careful. I'm logged in on these things that I'm showing so I can show the other part of the thing. The point is, it's like 8% USDC, a few percent to borrow. I'm not making as much, but I can still lend and borrow. I can still make more money on my money twice. I can borrow, and I can put money up. Zeki Lever says I'm being mean. Well, hey, Scream, what I was using it for is not working anymore. I need to be mean. I'm sorry. Maybe it'll fix it. I could still technically put on stable, borrow wrap Fantom, put it to stable when Fantom is going down, and I would be effectively shorting. But do I want to be in an at-risk position where it's costing me 10% a year, or do I want to do it at Cream where I make 5% a year? The penny's out.
Okay, so I'm on Cream right now.
Okay. You want to share your screen? Or are you not logged into it? I can log out.
Yeah. I can share my screen.
Okay.
Let's see.
So while he's finding that and putting that up, we do have some other things to share, like Wi-Fi. I have been playing with Wi-Fi against Fantom. I was attracted by the higher interest rate, but I'm also attracted by the fact that, Andre Cronje, a founder of Wi-Fi, and now it's more a community than just one person. It's a community of people who are trying to do yield aggregation. But Andre Cronje is now part of the Fantom team. And now Wi-Fi is combining. All these amazing things are happening. It hasn't been super exciting on the price action this weekend, but I did get into a pool for a while, saw this dump coming, and kind of backed off out of it. I'm back in. just not as heavy until I clearly see where this market is going. Were you able to figure out how to share your screen?
Is it not sharing yet? Oh, it is.
I just pulled you up. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. This is the Cream .finance site, and I found Fantom down here. Let's see, where are you? I could have just typed it and made it easier. Let's just type it. Let's see. Fantom, boom, there you go. So you can borrow at a 8.98% APY.
Okay.
So compare that to Screen.
Screen is like 33%, and that's just against your Fantom. It also takes a chunk out of your Screen earnings as well, a huge chunk. So very expensive. And when I was borrowing wrapped Fantom last night, it was only costing me 3%. So wrapped Fantom might be cheaper. You might want to take a look at that.
I didn't even see that. Yeah.
My wrapped Fantom, I'm paying 3.6%.
Did you get that on Cream?
Yes.
Maybe
WFTM.
Yeah, let's see, WFTM.
Are you logged into Fantom? Because Cream does exist on Ethereum, Fantom.
There you go.
It's all over the place, and the percentages change based on what ecosystem you're on as well.
Right, so you have to switch on this little tab on the top right. I was on Ethereum. I didn't realize, and I just switched over to Fantom. So that's
okay.
Good.
So the interest rate's going to change now, yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Wrapped Fantom, you can borrow at 3.64% APY. Liquidity at the moment is 6.28 million wrapped Fantom.
Hey, if you're doing what a lot of other people are doing, it's, in my opinion, automatically safer. Plus, Scream is actually a copy of Cream. They're just, from after the copy, they're building it out differently. It has a different purpose. It gives you more than one reward for staking things. It does good stuff. My primary use for it isn't working right now.
So you borrow WFTM,
yeah,
and then you stake or you convert to stablecoin.
Depends on the goal. So typically some of my long positions are long with a borrow of wrapped Fantom against a stablecoin that I'm earning more than what I'm paying to use the wrapped Fantom. I do that long. But if I'm going short with it, then I convert it into stablecoin. I may deposit it again and borrow wrapped Fantom again, at which point, if you're using enough funds, it's becoming a margined position where you're actually levering up.
Okay. And so what are you how are you borrowing this wrapped Fantom? Let's see. So I've never used Cream.
It's pretty easy. Anything on the right side of the screen is to borrow. Anything on the left is to lend. But on each of those, you have to choose your individual tabs like you found to do both actions of borrowing, like borrow versus repay. And over on the left-hand side of your screen, the options are going to be lend versus withdraw.
And so what can you use as collateral to get some wrapped Fantom?
Anything on that screen.
Okay, so I can use ETH, BTC, DAI, Wi-Fi. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, you can use anything at all. Now I know that on Scream, how much you're allowed to borrow is greater if you're lending a stable coin when you borrow. So Scream may have similar rules. I should read up on that. And it does always warn you, don't borrow too much. You could get liquidated. And I'm like, how? I lent a stable coin.
Right.
Yes, there is a way how. If you are margin short and the market keeps going up, you don't do anything about it. Yeah, you can get beat up. So, as always, understand what you're doing and know the risk.
Yeah, this is cool. I haven't like I mentioned to you before, I haven't gotten into more DeFi protocols because I'm so comfortable with Taro. I mean, maybe I should, and Spooky and Spirit. Maybe I should start, looking around the DeFi den. So I know you do post a lot of that.
You also don't want to have too much on your plate now, right? Because it's something that you can add in when you see a purpose for it, and maybe practice it with it when the market's not critical. Because if you're like, oh my gosh, the market's really tanking and I want to short now, and you've never done a short scalp short just to make sure everything works and you know how to do it, it's going to be difficult. Because like Scream, it was easy. When I click max borrow, it automatically brings me up to like 87%. If I'm at a high percent, it'll bring me even higher and warn me even more. But it'll have that warning on there. And on the process on Cream, it's different. You choose the percent. You can't just click max. And I just chose similar percentages as I did on Screen, because I didn't get liquidated with how I behaved before on the other protocol. So it made sense that was within decent limits. And also too, whenever I do make a trade, my accuracy, I'm telling you, I got to be careful. My accuracy has been so high for the last couple of weeks that I actually finally made a mistake and had to remember I was human. But I'm just trying to stay very straight-faced and very calm. Like, even when I am encouraging on the forum and put up a cheers, I'm like calm. It's almost boring. Sorry, my light went out. The sun was bright when we started.
We need to get you one of those ring lights then, huh?
The ring lights are usually at your face, and then all they would see is like the anime bright eyes. They wouldn't even see me at all, not past my glasses.
I mean, you can get one that stands up. I have one right in front of me actually.
Oh, do you? To deal
nice.
with the glasses, I literally have to have it just in front of me and on the ceiling way up. So the lighting for people who wear glasses is an issue. I can't be my natural self, otherwise you never see my eyes, and then you wonder what I'm hiding. But YFI had a heck of a run up. I didn't play with that. I got in messing with it on this kind of a bit of a downturn, so maybe not too terribly brilliant, but I also have found that there's a pattern, and it may not hold, definitely not financial advice, that when interest rates surge that you can see on the tarot pools, that it might be time to get in because other people are afraid to be in. And when you're not afraid to buy when everyone else is, as long as you're not even wronger than them, then you're going to make money. Chasing yield, I've found a lot of times when there's a high yield available, there's more money to be made. Obviously, an exception is that FUSDT Spirit, because $400 is over there. I'm not messing with that. So you got to do your research.
Yeah, I noticed Wi-Fi was surging up at the same time the Fantom was surging up as well.
That's because of the news. Andre Cronje, was already part of the team weeks ago at least. Not sure when he joined, but the whole Wi-Fi going multi-chain and going to come join the Fantom ecosystem, that's what this pump is about. Well, at least one of the three reasons for the Fantom side. I only know one reason on the Wi-Fi side.
Yeah, and I mean, Wi-Fi is way under valued. I mean, relative to its all-time high.
Yes,
which is close to 100,000 per coin. So it'll be interesting to watch in the next month to see how it moves, especially since Andre is also going to be at that Fantom conference. We'll see if Fantom and Wi-Fi move together. Let's see. You got Polkadot.
It could be really incredible. We could see more partnerships that pop out, and partnerships that are strong are incredible for the price action on both projects. Stronger than any other kind of announcement you can have, but that's only when the community sees it and believes it. So it's a bit of marketing and a bit of truth about, will these two projects truly work well together? And not to quote Weston, but it's Andre Cronje. Do you even have to ask? Okay, I could have a little bit of bear in there, can't I? Some other popular heavy movers this week have been one on a red Sunday. One, wow.
Yeah, it's a nice.
And these are
green
6-hour
candle.
candles, so yeah, it's quite up high up there. Dots had a big move. I had this TA prayer up last night, and I told Calvin, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm fading. I actually got to sleep tonight. Taking a look at it, it's just, kind of a mild action. Hopefully we're creating a range here. If not, it's just going to be a blow off top and we could have a reversal. I do not love that we break that EMA 21 on any time frame, but at the same time, it's also setting up this low that, when we pierced, it created some action. We'll see if that can push us back up. It's just all very uncertain over the next few hours as we wait for Asia to open for their Monday morning in the next 4 hours and 8 minutes. Realize Asia sometimes gets up 45 minutes early and messes with the market. When people want to go out for dinner, when Asia's opening, I'm like, it might be cheaper if I stay home. It might be cheaper if I buy everyone the food. If I leave. Can we eat earlier? Can we eat late? Asia open. Come on, guys. I'm a crypto head. I never say any of that. I just lower my risk and go to dinner and hope I come back to something that's okay.
Yeah, I've been following that for a while myself. I got in. I put in several buys. I bought around the $27, $26 range, and then right before this upside, I also bought some more in the $34 range. Just dollar cost averaging. You can't go wrong with dollar cost averaging on the way down. Even on the way up, if you see some more upside, I saw some more upside just from my analysis. I think there could be some more upside in the long term. But, that's still to be seen. Hopefully we don't get a pullback, like you just mentioned, after dropping below that 21 EMA.
We're still having some very healthy price action here. We've definitely pushed on up, but can we break up above and get back to our all-time highs, which I believe is above $40? I'll admit, I was all full bull at $40 and didn't take profit, and the next thing I looked at, it was like 30. It felt like a blink, even though it took a while to happen back in May.
Yeah, so far Polkadot has had a great year, right? The beginning of the year started at what, $5, $4? Didn't you get it at $4? $3. Wow. See, I didn't even pay attention to Polkadot when it was at $3. I started paying attention, it was already at $5, $6. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. It already had its run up, and it kept going. Finally started to buy in at like $14, $15. And
that's all right. That's still more than double made, and you staked it for 18% all these months. Yeah.
Yeah, I was staking on Kraken. 12%, I think.
That's almost 12%. The best I could get before Fantom. That I was comfortable with.
Right.
There was better interest available, but I kept hearing about hacks, and there kept being problems, and have there been issues with a couple of protocols on Fantom? Sure, but if you don't all go all in on a particular project, overall your winners are going to destroy your losers.
I guess the one concern that I have is will the SEC come after it, kind of like it did with XRP? There have been talks that it might be considered security, but the SEC's kind of going after everyone.
Yeah, they think most things are a security, and I'm like, most? Really? Okay, I don't know about that. I guess if we start with them going after most, and we fight back and we get them down to least, then we've won. Even if we lost some, I don't want crypto to lose any ground. I hope that the people in the U.S. that are for crypto, there's some really strong leaders that seem to be for it. If they can get the message out and people can believe in it, and you tell your leaders what you think, we can protect crypto. If we're like, oh, they just took XRP, I didn't like XRP. Well, if they take what you don't like today, they'll take something else you don't like tomorrow. That's how that works. If they want to take down something because the banks have them in their pockets, they're not going to start with the first concession or the second concession. It's like anything that that you can be an activist about. Any ground you lose is ground that's lost. It's not a small victory; it's a small loss every time. So, anyway, get off my soapbox for a second. Someone asked what I thought about Fantom on the daily. Part of our list was to talk about Cardano. My call last night's the same as it is now. You can be happily staked. It's going sideways. Wait for news. I personally am not going to trade something that's going sideways. Did you have any more thoughts about Cardano, or is it DOT and one of the other friendly projects, PHA?
Well, yeah. So Fala, which is a privacy coin, I haven't done too much research on it yet, but they just got listed on Kraken. Before they got listed on Kraken, they were sitting around the 70, 75 cent range. I was looking at it. I was thinking of buying it. But then there was an announcement in the Crypto Cave. We got an alert from one of our bots saying that it got listed on Kraken. And I was like, no, too late. I missed it. I missed the entry. So if we look right now, let me check here. Check the price on Fala.
I got up on the screen. It's 82 cents.
Oh, nice. Yeah, 82 cents. So, yeah, you can see that wick there. It looks like that might have been on the news of the listing on Kraken. Now,
yeah, Kraken can pump sometimes, not always.
I mean, I'm wondering if they're gonna start offering staking on Fala too, staking rewards. Because I know when Kusama got listed on Kraken as well, which is another Polkadot project, they also started offering staking rewards at about. I can't remember at the moment. I haven't logged on to my Kraken. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I've just been dealing with.
Kraken's not really like my trading place. It was when I had margin trading there. Now it's more of like I got some good investments and staking going on over there. You know,
those are like your HODL. That's like your HODL.
That's portfolio. One of my HODL accounts. When I first got it was like trade, and now without the margin, I just my money goes farther elsewhere.
Yeah, I didn't know that they had a margin, and then when you mentioned it, that's when they had already taken it off. I wish I would have known.
Well, they still have it for if you aren't American or if you prove to them that you have $1 million. I admit I was tempted to say yes, I got $1 million, but I knew they'd check.
I think they do. I think you have to prove it.
I had some kind of ghost transaction for $2. It was a short on Ethereum, and it was during the bear market. And occasionally I'd check on my account and look at the thing that I couldn't close. I wasn't allowed to close it. Why talk to customer support? They don't care. They don't care about you. I'm sorry. When I was joining on, that I felt like they rolled out the red carpet. Everything was smooth. Everything was answered quickly. And then once I'm a customer using it every day, seeing a couple of issues, they referred me to their docs. I already read them. I'm a reader. And so when I had this position that I couldn't close because I didn't have $1 million, I let it run, and I had $2, and it slowly grew into like $4 and $5, and I was like, only I could close it. Please expire 30-day window. Margin trade closed, and eventually it turned against me, and all in all, money lost. I lost $5. It was just ticking me off because I'm not allowed to touch it, and yet they opened the position. As far as I'm concerned, I've never opened a position of $2. It's below the limit to trade. What are you doing? Did you get some kind of hack where everyone's shorted for $2? Because I'm not authorized to do that.
Right. Yeah, the only time I ever used margin was on Binance and KuCoin. I'm loving KuCoin though. I'm loving the margin on KuCoin. Decent fees. I mean, it's not as the time periods of these margin trades aren't as good as Binance's. I mean, you can hold your loan for about 6 months, but with all the bad news revolving around Binance, it'd probably be best to stay away. Can't risk my stuff getting locked up.
Yeah, I only pulled up FAW on the Binance network because if it's new to Kraken, it might not be graphed for very long.
Yeah, so Corey, you're asking about ICE. I mean, Trading Nichols, you're very familiar with ICE. Anything you can tell us about that?
There's a Twitter account called Danielle who talked about partnerships that ICE made, but I couldn't find anyone else talking about it, and I didn't know if that Popsicle ICE project, if that was like a member of their team or someone creating fake news. You're right, it's pumped like crazy. I started playing with it at about $3 and now it's $21. Thank you for doing a good job, Popsicle ICE. I just couldn't find anything confirmed as to why it's pumping. So
what is ICE?
In the air on that.
I don't even know what ICE is. I haven't, let alone gotten into the pools. I haven't done research on ICE.
I keep trying to research it, and the mistake that I was making as I was looking under ICE, so we're going to have to get back to more fundamentals on ICE later. Unfortunately, Weston being out right now, he can't share why he loves ICE other than the fact that part of another very powerful crypto team that he respects, it was created by one of those team members. So it's good people. I realize that's not a tremendous amount of information. Let's see. Corey says, same here, got in around $2 as well. Oh, you did 33% more gains than me there, Corey. Good job. I'm not impressed with their website or anything. There's like no pools. There are pools. I'm making killer money on the pools.
Well, on the site itself, I just got onto the Popsicle Finance site.
Oh,
and
okay.
And it says
Can we
all
share your
pools
screen,
are
or?
currently. I mean, it's just saying that all pools are currently locked, and okay. It doesn't look like you could do anything with it. I mean, I guess the only the pools that you're referring to are the ones on Taro.
Yeah, but there's a lot more than that. Let's see. This is a good website to bring up. 11 Finance. I'm not logged in. That's partly why I'm excited to pull it up. I have it disconnected from my account right now, so it's safe. It won't reveal anything in my portfolio. But for 11 Finance, you can find pools across. Yep, I'm not connected right now. Let's not do it right now. There, Finance. Okay, Binance or MetaMask. So you can find just about anything on here. You can search under all chains. You can specifically look Fantom. That's what I normally do. These are the ones that are just auto compounding. 11 Finance is really, really pretty cool. I haven't actually staked on here. I'm just really used to playing with Taro, but occasionally I come back and see what the opportunities are.
I see that you got the trifecta there, 3 stable coins. I wonder what the interest rate is on that.
Is that the IS3 is? I wasn't familiar with that.
Yeah, I think I saw that recently. They started doing like the triple staking. I don't remember the actual term that they use, but it was pretty cool.
My bad. I don't think it's showing a percentage rate because I'm not connected. So I'll go ahead and connect, guys. I don't have any money here, so it should be okay.
Any money? 18 ETH? I don't know.
That's Fantom. That's a MetaMask error.
Looking like an ETH whale to me.
That's a MetaMask error. I'm not going to call them out on it because it makes me feel like a big dog to feel like I have that many Fantom or that many ETH. Just don't think about it like that when you pay 1 ETH for the highest transaction ever, which cost you $2 because it's actually Fantom. So 222% on Wrapped Phantom against Wrapped Bitcoin, 180 on Wrapped Phantom against ETH. These are phenomenal. Is this for real? The other day there was like 4,000% interest, and I said, go ahead, lower the leverage to 1 and tell me what it is. 14,000%, huh? I think it's an error. Yeah, times it by 3.5 makes it 1,200, 1,300, not 14,000. I think that's a math error right there. But I have tried the MIM wrapped Fantom on Taro, and it didn't go so well for me because you got to always check fees. Maybe there were just less people trading it that day. The USD Fantom seemed to be a stronger pool, more people trading across it, so you can get more fees. Assuming the market goes sideways. Remember Magic Internet Money? Oh my goodness. We got so deep into those stuff. I didn't share our other news. You got us news on Magic Internet Money, didn't you?
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's funny because actually, we
were talking about that last night. So they are making more money with less TVL, and it's huge.
Yeah, so let's see. It says right here that they've surged past $1 billion in total supply this month. As $1 billion. They're trying to compete with MakerDAO. Now, Abracadabra.money. I've gone there a number of times, but I haven't really used their platform either. Like I said, I'm very slow when it comes to these DeFi protocols. When I find something I really like.
I only use Taro immediately because Weston was like giving me this mega lesson, being very patient, by the way. He's got this patience of an angel to deal with how long I made my moves. I want to look at every chart. I want to be so careful being a TA guy. But you're right. Like, I've looked at 11 forever, haven't actually tried it. There's Beefy Finance. A few people are talking about that. I need to research that. I saw some higher yields there. MIM. Have I truly used MIM? No, I haven't. I can't figure out how.
But did you get that airdrop? I know Weston was telling me about getting an airdrop a couple weeks back.
I did not. How much was that?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I didn't get in on the airdrop either.
When they got more people involved than they'd ever had by like an enormous amount of money, I just didn't want to waste the ETH fee, honestly.
Okay. Oh, right, because you have to run it on the ETH network, not Fantom.
Yes, correct. Last I checked, Magic Internet Money, MIM, Abracadabra, only is working with like wrapped Fantom. They might have expanded out it a bit more, but whenever I go to their website, I can't figure out how to use it on Fantom. Totally lost. Tried many times.
So you think this is what this news is what caused the spell price to surge up? Because
it could be.
I saw spell was up. I mean, currently it's at about 2 cents, and it's up for the day too. It's up another. Well, I'm on Keck.tools, and it says it's
Keck
up 13.
Is pretty inaccurate on a couple. So let's go to our DeFi den real quick and check spell. Because
nice.
I've been really not trusting the prices on a couple of things. Like, they're not good at giving the price on Spirit. Go to the Spirit's website, go to CoinMarketCap, you'll get an accurate number. Use our bot at Crypto Cave. Not our bot. Fantom was gracious enough to help us out with this. And if we do a P command, it'll tell us the price instead of putting it on a chart. But what's nice about what I just pulled up there is that it tells you how it's doing against Fantom. So if you're staking this against Fantom, realize that, between this hour, 1500 to 3 p.m. yesterday Eastern Standard Time, and at this time that next morning, that it jumped 50% in price. As in, spell changed 50% price more than Fantom. So if you were under much leverage at all in an LP position, you'd get knocked out of your position. That's why we always have the price against Fantom, because that's a very common thing to do. And you don't have to sit there and like message to everybody. If you're on our server, you can also, let's see, if I close my search about ICE, because I was trying to find until I remembered that I couldn't confirm the news that I found on ICE. But you can go to the bot itself and you can DM it anytime you like. It's there for you to use. because, like I said, Spell here says 19 cents at Spirit Swap, 20 cents at SpookySwap. A little bit of ARB there. Every time I chase it, ARB disappears, so I don't chase it. And then if I look at it here, it is that about the same price? Yeah, it is. So it's probably right now. Spell's one of the better ones. It's just sometimes it gets off, and I would check if you have a lot of money on the line often what's going on, because the only time I've ever been liquidated is if I had bad charting.
So if you do want to get into Spell, just so you guys know, you can go on SpookySwap and swap Fantom, Tarot. Maybe you're farming some Tarot and you want to get it. You want some exposure in Spell. It's at about 2 cents. So, I'd say it's still pretty good in terms of price. And you can always switch for a bunch of other assets like sushi. You also got synthetics on there. You got Shiba on SpookySwap. That's interesting. I didn't know that was there. But yeah, on the swap, on the exchange option on SpookySwap, you can make swaps and get into other tokens, as well as SpookySwap. Now, SpookySwap doesn't have Spell on there, but that's why I use both Spooky and SpookySwap, in case that one DEX doesn't have a token or a staking option that I'm looking for. You also got Wi-Fi, USDC, FUSDT, Cream, BNB. You even got Atari here too. Atari token.
I loved Atari as a kid, but I wasn't impressed with the initial offering on Atari. Maybe I should check to see if more is going on, because I heard a lot of news and I just never checked the price. Initially when I heard about them, I was very nervous because the fundamentals didn't seem solid to me. But if a team keeps working on their fundamentals, that can change.
Yeah,
do you have any thoughts on Atari, or just listing off things that you can get there?
I'm just going off things that I can that you can swap for over here. I haven't done too much digging on Atari myself. I just know about it as a kid. Gaming, all that fun stuff. I remember Hawk mentioned a couple weeks back. He's gonna pop out the what is it? The Pong games.
I liked Richard Petty's Talladega. I liked racing games. My brother even typed up some games. He converted some Commodore games that he typed into the computer to work on the Atari back in the day. It's very nostalgic for me. And realize this is wrapped Ether over Atari. Sometimes if you're really far out there, the graphing is not so good. So as Ether increases in value, more so than Atari, this goes up. So this is Atari doing badly. Just beware that sometimes when you're on a thinly traded asset or less popular where it's not on TradingView nice, if you find this, when it goes up, you've lost money. When it goes down, you've made money. So Atari has not had a very good couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's how you look at a project and you scroll back and it keeps doing better and better and better. This is all Atari doing worse and worse and worse. The chart is backwards.
Okay.
So that looks pretty rough.
Yeah, and other than that, another DEX that I heard about is Zoo. Now I haven't done too much digging. I did check out the site recently. I'm not sure if it's Zoo Swap or Zoo.finance. Yeah,
it should just come up in our Zoo.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to find like their website.
Yeah, I'm trying to find their website. It's ZooCoin.cash. There you go, zoocoin.cash. Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool site. I like how they have it set up. I don't know if you've gone
I
onto
can
the
see
site
what
yet.
you mean if this is good graphing, because I haven't graphed this before, but if this is decent graphing, I can see how you would think it was undervalued. No, this is Zoom. This is the price of a way you could be on YouTube Live. This is not Zoo. All right. Graphing fell, guys. What did you find anything about the Zoo news?
So I'm on the site right now. This is
Want me to share your screen?
yeah, definitely. Let's see.
Okay. Now we did do a video a while ago. I'm sure you can find it, where we actually did a look at NFTs. And no offense to artists out there, none offered. I hope none is received. But the art that I saw in Zoo, I actually wanted. Zoo has a bunch of Fantom ecosystem NFTs, and remember they're EVM compatible. So if someone really has to buy it from you and they want to do it on the ETH blockchain, I'm sure you can convert it over. But let's do it the smarter way. If you got those expensive fees, your NFTs on Ethereum blockchain, realize your ER721s are fully welcome. Feel free to bring them on over to Fantom. Spend pennies on the dollar, or maybe even way less than that in comparison to ETH gas fees.
Yeah, this is cool. Look, you got trading and farming. Yeah, you got an NFT marketplace. You can trade price charts. Okay.
Price charts.
Yeah. Oh, let's check it out. So here we go. This is
You haven't shared it up yet. Oh, I found it. I had to scroll down. I'm sorry, my bad. There we go.
So yeah, I got on ZooDex, right? So ZooDex. So let's see.
Hey, maybe a couple of those things that I can't graph very well will graph better on there.
Let's just check out Fantom. Oh, no? I guess not.
Maybe they're still building their graphing tools. I hear that they're working on that to add it to our favorite Spirit or SpookySwap. I forget. Right now you can just graph. I think it's on Spooky that you can just graph Spooky, but they want to add in that you can graph more things because they realize that's a challenge that we'd love for them to overcome, that we can have excellent graphing and know what the heck is going on,
Okay, so the site is kind of acting up on me right now. Let's see if it loads up. Oh, no, it's saying no. It wants to give us trouble right now. That's not fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be that we're live. It could be that, maybe they have an issue with their site right now, or maybe it doesn't like the browser you're using. Lots of things.
Possibly. But yeah, so it looks like they've got market buys and sells you can make. All you have to do is connect your wallet.
They got limit orders too.
It says coming soon. I just hovered over it. But
okay.
I mean, it's coming soon. I mean, if they are updating their site and DEX, I mean, hopefully that means some more upside. Yeah, see, coming soon. Let's see. Got some Fantom there.
What do you think of the new? I know we're looking at Zoo right now, but it makes me think about our thumbnail. We haven't talked about too terribly much. SpookySwap. They've really upgraded things. They pushed everything from the side up to the top, and they did that so they can have more stuff to put to the side. I mean, take a look at this. It's just not that you're going to like everything. The art has to speak to you for it to matter, unless you're just wanting to invest in what other people want. But the detail that you can get on Fantom versus the Ethereum blockchain, it feels like a no-brainer to me as an artist. Or am I totally wrong? You can have high resolution pictures on Ethereum, and it's just popular to do the granular. Or do they have no choice? Because that's the data that's available on the Ethereum blockchain.
Wait, so where did you want to go here? Did you?
Just that it changed. Look at that. They put everything up top.
Oh yeah, right. Because at one point everything was on the side here.
And I'm always, as you can tell, even though I have multiple monitors, I always have stuff shoved to the side so I can monitor more things, and I squish things down. And having everything up top like that is a lot easier for me than it is to have it on the side and have to scroll down for it. But part of why they're doing this on purpose, sorry, I have kids. They can be immature about things. When you have stuff pushed up, it allows them to add things because they want to make it like a professional. They want to be able to graph for you and have more reasons to be there than say at TradingView or Keck Tools or whatever. And if they can accurately graph the stuff that I've struggled with, I'll use them all day long. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've come to really like SpookySwap, and mind you, this was my first experience using dexes. I didn't really use Uniswap before. The only time I ever used Uniswap was to wrap my ETH. After that, I never really used it. Never used Sushi, but Spooky really speaks to me. I mean, let alone the inexpensive fees, fractions of a Fantom, which is cents, compared to the $13-15 that I paid to just wrap my ETH. That's not including a transaction to make a swap or to send some ETH over. But these are some pretty good APRs.
Easier. You don't if you have USDC, you don't have to wrap Ethereum. You can just send USDC straight across a lot of the bridges. That might save you one fee in one step.
Yeah, but I had ETH on my MetaMask wallet, so I would have had to swap to USDC.
Oh, and it was cheaper to wrap it than swap it. Yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah, so got your limit orders. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to make an order, but you can always do these swaps. You got Scream, Aave, let's see, Baby Boo. I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, Protocol.
I have not looked into it. Is it like the meme version or is it serious? That's my question.
I wouldn't know. It's funny though.
I should look into it. Of course, it's cute. Of course, it's cute.
You got Band Protocol, which is another Oracle. You got BNB. You've got, let's see, Cream, Curve, DAI, Stablecoin. Sorry, it's my phone going off somewhere. Let's see, yeah, ICE, Link. Look at that. You got some Link.
Yeah, when Link came into the Fantom ecosystem, holy cow, did it pump. It came in at the same time as Curve. I was killing it, single-sided, just lending it on Cream. And I did it beyond where it made sense because I like getting my yield. I've been involved with Curve ever since. It was very smart. They suckered me in. I've made money, but.
So let's see what's going on with the Fantom.
This is what I mean by analytics, right? You've got to, anything you pull up on Taro, anything you pull up on these other sites that tie in with Spooky or Spirit Swap, check here. Actually look at the liquidity. Actually look at the volume. Is there volume? Because if there isn't, there's not much to be made off the pool.
Okay, so the volume is at about 7.5 million.
Yeah, that's almost 10% traded on a Sunday. That's killing it on a day that typically less people trade.
It says it's down 10%, 10.5%.
Yeah, so the previous 24 hours probably was over 10% of the total liquidity, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When I first played with Fantom Boo, I was excited about $3,000 of fees. Look at it now.
Almost 15,000. Nice. So how can you use this information? Like, what would I be looking at these analytics for? My
favorite things are it's easier to compare two pools than say look at a pool and say, oh, that's good or that's bad, as compared to what. So pick out a couple of pools that you're interested in, and then when you go to your analytics, you can check the volume versus the price, figure out the ratio, volume versus liquidity, because the more people that are there, even if there's a lot of fees, if there's tons of people there, you get less of the pie, right? So if you take the volume and divide it by the liquidity, it gives you an idea about what percent of total liquidity is being traded, and that's where you get your cut as a pool maker, or an LP, or an AMM, or lots of other kinds of things. It's all about the money that moved. So if there's two things that you like, and then you check it in analytics, and one analytics looks better than the other, forget about what percent it says on here, perhaps, because where the fees are, it's the safest. The fees get paid to you inside the vault, and the farm is where the farming percent that you get gets converted into Taro, where it's leveraged on Taro. And then when you pick up the farm and you collect, that's the money that would have been Boo on Spooky, maybe would have been Spirit or at SpookySwap. You know, it all becomes Taro instead, but it's also been leveraged, right?
Right.
I didn't even know that lever was there to choose leverage. That's cool. I just keep typing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you noticed, I'm sure you'll like this. The vault is back on the Spirit.
I'm wearing a soccer shirt. It's very appropriate. Oh.
Yeah, so that's fun. So could you maybe go over again what the vault means?
Yes. All right. So vault is the side where you're collecting fees. So if you scroll down to ICE, or type in ICE in the search bar up the top, while there was no vault on Taro, I liked ICE more because a similar percentage here protected my equity better. So it was always like by interest rate, always dollar cost averaging in for me by what I was making on the vault side. So when you go to lever it up, it'll say, okay, you'll make X percent on the vault, you'll make X percent on the farm. The farm is that fact that it's a token that you can farm, and you're collecting that money. And then the vault is for the fees. And when you combine those two together and you minus off your massive interest, you pay huge interest when you do these levered pools. That's why it's so important to mind your fees, kind of like at the bar, mind your P and Qs. In yield farming, it's mind your fees. So if you're going to do the Spirit one, look at Spooky Analytics. If you're going to do the Spooky pair, do the Spooky Analytics. Check that it's solid, because I mean, FUSDT against Spell would pay 800% on $1,300. It moved across $700 there, $400 there. It was $4 when I looked. That's kind of freaky. I don't want my money in. We're on the bleeding edge already. I don't want to step off the cliff and fall on the bleeding edge.
Okay, so I'm looking at the Fantom Taro pair on SpookySwap Analytics. Does this look good to you?
Well, it does look very down, but think about Taro's price action. Taro has been on a fade for price, so there's going to be less people trading it. I'm currently not in this pool. Most of the money I've made in Fantom has been from Fantom Taro and Fantom Ice, but you know, I chase yield. What can I do? Some people are excited because when you use the Fantom pair, you claim more Taro. But what's powerful that I've enjoyed about ICE is doing two of the drops that I've been in. Not that the other drops I didn't lose money, but when Fantom ICE went down in price, that vault protected me. That the fees I generated kept my equity the same, meaning all the while the price faded slowly, a couple percent, because I'm making a 2-3% a day, that my equity stayed the same. That's incredible. For price to go down, now I have to ask myself, is it riskier to be in these pools, or is it safer? The first time price pushes down, and when you're a trader, you're almost wanting to try to anticipate the market before it moves, but you can't, right? When the price first moves down, the fees spike. Your equity can often stay the same or partially recover. And so you never have to anticipate the drop. You can react to the drop, because the first drop pours all these fees through the systems that pays you, then you can come out, if you're a scalper like me, you can short it and get back in when it's done with this down price action. And all the while, you've made more money in the whole process because you picked up those fees. After the first fall, it doesn't take as much price action to get the price to continue to fade down. It doesn't take as much money. So it's not worth it to stay in most of the time. You're better off being in stable coins. But if we're talking about that first drop, it's a moneymaker. And then you can switch. So you don't have to anticipate the money drop ahead of time. And I personally love that. I feel safer understanding what I'm doing, playing with this, than I do with the typical thing that I just buy and sell based upon the price.
I don't know if you noticed, but Bitcoin just broke 56,000. I just started seeing a bunch of tokens move. Wi-Fi is up. I just bought some too. So I'm up
nice.
a couple $100.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like more things in the ecosystem of crypto are following, which is excellent. Yeah, I mean, we've gone on for a little more than an hour. I'm not sure. I know we had more material that we wanted to share. We promise we'll try to be on the tubes for you guys and ladies a little bit more. I'm a part-time mechanic. It's how I keep my muscles despite being a trader. And some friends' cars broke, and I set my leverage lower, and I worked on their cars, and I was in my happy place with low stress. And I've been very blessed. Every time I worked on their cars, I don't know if it's my market sense or just being blessed, but as I've worked on their cars, my trades have never done better. Do good and do well. It's one of Weston's favorite sayings. You can't just focus on making money. Squeeze the kids. Apologize to them for telling them to go away when you're live. Love your life. I know it's a bull run, and I know there may be a few months, but if you don't collect the precious moments along the way, the people that matter to you are going to feel it. I talk about crypto. My wife's, yeah, whatever. You made a bunch of money. She wants time with me, not my money, right?
Yeah.
Would your girlfriend disagree, Calvin? Not to bring her in this, but
no, yeah, my girlfriend would agree.
You got to have some balance.
Yeah. I mean, I actually quit my job, or rather, I didn't go back. I didn't answer their calls when they asked me to come back. But I mean, honestly, it was the best decision because at least I can just focus on just crypto. I haven't been trading as much. I did buy a lot of the dips that happened in the past month and a half. And I did lever up. I did use some margin, and so far so good. But I do love adding yield farming to my portfolio. I've about 3x'd my portfolio on MetaMask from when I first got in, and I think I got in about a month ago, and I had only put in about $1,000, and I added some more money. It's doing pretty well. It's moved better than my portfolio, my trading portfolio. So I will say that yield farming on Taro has done great for me. And again, just to remind you guys, if you don't want Taro, if you don't want Fantom, you can always swap over to BTC, ETH, Link, or whatever else they have available to swap within the Fantom ecosystem. And don't forget, you can also jump from DEX to DEX. All you have to do is just bridge it or just send over some ETH to cover the fees. But yeah, I mean, yield farming has been great. And Weston said it too. He told me, he's like, look, man, I don't think you'll need bartending anymore. So far, so good. I've been earning about 100 Taro a day. Hey, take it,
Taro for $2.
Not financial advice.
Yes, not financial advice. Remember something, most of the community that's not interested in that, remember, I know we talk about it more, but it's also because it's more complicated. We do share TA. We've got Hawk. We've got Method. We've got other people that chime in and talk about stuff that we're grateful they do. Calvin and I have been looking at this Fantom stuff pretty hardcore, but we can't forget about the rest of crypto. And we do talk about the other things, but just realize we talk about Fantom more, not because it's the only thing in our portfolio, but because yield farming is complex and we get a lot of questions about it, and we're trying to share. And if you come on board and become a cave whisperer, we will do our best we can to help show you. We even have private coaching if texting us on the screen isn't enough to figure it out. I mean, obviously that costs a lot more, but we have solutions for you. So come on aboard, make the change, take a risk, pay your $50, take the 7-day free trial, come on board, be exposed to some of the best people that I know in crypto. And I know there's probably some brilliant people out there, maybe 100 million brilliant people out there in crypto. But these are the people that I personally know that have made me a better trader, and they tell me I've made them a better trader. So if you want to be at a place that's about community, about growing each other, about not tearing each other down, about making a future for yourself, we'd like to be a part of your journey. So
yeah, so don't forget to hit the like button, join us at the Crypto Cave. It's definitely a good time. We have great chats, a bunch of banter, and a lot of talking goes down in the DeFi den. So join us, and it'll be a great time. A lot of learning.
Very well said. Like us if you appreciate us, if you found any value. Share it if you loved us. Trade safe.